Have you ever wondered why some people drift away quietly, yet still hold on to you in ways they never say out loud? Why someone who no longer speaks to you, no longer shows up, and no longer claims a space in your life, still behaves as if a part of them is tied to you? This video isn't just about missing someone. It's about the deeper, emotional pull that happens when a person craves your presence in a way they cannot replace, outrun, or forget. There are moments in life when someone becomes more than just a face, more than just a conversation, more than just a memory. They become a feeling, a soft warmth that lives in your heart long after the relationship, the friendship, or the connection has changed. And when that feeling is taken away, people don't just miss you, they crave you. They crave the way you made them feel understood without explaining. They crave the peace your voice brought during their restless nights. They crave the comfort in your presence, the softness in your eyes, and the emotional safety they never found anywhere else. But the strange part? They won't say it. They won't admit it. They won't confess that your absence created a silence inside them that no one else could fill. Instead, their actions start revealing what their words are too afraid to express. They get quiet when your name is mentioned. They get jealous when someone else gets your time. They find excuses to stay connected. They revisit old memories just to feel close again. They reread your messages like they're studying a map back to you. They feel peace only when you're around, and chaos when you're not. These signs come from a deep emotional place that logic cannot control. Even people who have moved on, people who act strong, people who pretend they don't care, their heart betrays them in small, subtle ways. You see it in their silence, in their tension, in their sudden change of energy, in the way they remember tiny details about you that you don't even remember saying. Because when someone craves your presence, they're not missing the version of you the world sees. They are missing the version of you that only they got to experience, the raw, unfiltered, unmasked connection that made their heart feel seen. This intro isn't meant to make you chase anyone, or wait for anyone, or read too deeply into someone's behavior. It's meant to give you clarity, to help you understand when someone's heart is still holding on to you quietly, even if their pride or fear keeps them from showing it. So if you've ever wondered whether someone still feels your absence, if you've ever felt a strange pull from someone who walked away, if you've ever sensed that there are feelings left unspoken, then stay with me, because these 10 signs reveal the truth people hide even from themselves. 1. They think about you more than they admit. When someone deeply craves your warm presence, their thoughts drift toward you far more often than they are willing to say out loud. They may try to appear collected, distracted, or busy, but inside, their mind circles back to you in moments they never expected. It might happen early in the morning when they first open their eyes, or late at night when the world grows quiet and their thoughts slow down. You become the person whose memory fills the in-between spaces of their day. They think about what you once said, how you looked at them, or even the small details you probably forgot. Your handwriting, your laugh, the warmth in your voice. Even if they try to convince themselves that they've moved on or that they're fine, their heart refuses to follow that logic. They find themselves imagining how conversations with you would go, replaying old moments, or wondering what you're doing right now. Sometimes, thinking about you brings comfort. Other times, it brings a deep ache they don't show anyone. They might check your profile quietly, reread old messages, or hold on to screenshots of conversations without admitting it. They may even mention you casually in conversation, pretending it's nothing, when secretly, it's everything. When they see something that reminds them of you, a song, a street, a movie, there's a spark of emotion they can't deny. You have a place in their mind that no one else occupies. And even if they never speak it aloud, their heart whispers your name during both the peaceful and the painful moments. When someone thinks about you more than they admit, it's a sign of emotional imprinting. Your presence changed the way they feel, think, and see the world. And even distance, silence, or time can't erase the space you occupy within them. 2. Your absence affects their mood instantly. When someone is deeply drawn to your presence, your absence creates a shift inside them that's noticeable, not just to them, but sometimes to others too. Your presence brings comfort, familiarity, and emotional grounding. So when you're not around, the emotional balance they use to quietly breaks. They may become more irritable, withdrawn, or strangely quiet. They may lose focus, get distracted easily, or feel like something is off without understanding why at first. Their day feels incomplete, conversations feel lighter, and even joyful moments lose a bit of their shine. They might find themselves refreshing their messages hoping you reached out, or feeling disappointed when you didn't. Your absence creates a kind of emotional echo. They may try to stay busy just to avoid thinking about you, but the moment their mind slows down, the emptiness returns. Even their friends may notice the shift, how their tone changes, how their smile fades quicker, or how suddenly uninterested they seem when you're not in their life the way they want you to be. There's also a subtle longing that appears in small ways. They miss the comfort of your voice, the warmth of your attention, and the emotional safety you unintentionally provided. They may not fully understand why you have such an influence on their mood, but they feel it deeply whenever you are absent. And the most revealing part, the moment you reappear, through a message, a call, or even a small interaction, their entire energy lifts. It's almost instant. Their face brightens, their mood improves, their mind clears. Because your presence doesn't just fill a space, it stabilizes something in them they didn't know was fragile. Your absence affects them because you matter more than they can easily say. 3. They revisit memories just to feel close. When someone craves your presence, memories become their emotional refuge. They go back to moments with you, conversations, laughs, shared experiences, because those memories make them feel closer to you even when you're far away. These memories become their way of reliving the warmth you once gave them. They remember the way you smiled at something silly, the way you said their name, or the way your energy changed the mood in a room. They may replay old voice notes, scroll through photos, revisit chats, or even hold on to small details like a phrase you always used. Each memory serves as a reminder of how your presence touched their life. Some memories bring them comfort. Others bring a bittersweet ache. They revisit the moments when they felt understood, safe, and connected with you. Even simple memories, like talking about random things or sitting together in silence, become powerful emotional anchors. They hold on to these moments because they fear losing the connection completely. Revisiting memories is their way of keeping you close when reality keeps you far. It shows that you made an emotional impact deep enough to linger. They compare new experiences with the old moments shared with you. They wonder if you remember the same things, or if those memories meant something only to them. The truth is, someone who constantly revisits the past doesn't do it out of weakness. They do it because those memories carry feelings they can't recreate with anyone else. Your presence left footprints on their emotional world, and revisiting them is their way of feeling close to you again, if only in the quiet corners of their mind. 4. They get quiet when your name comes up. When someone deeply craves your presence, their reaction to your name is almost involuntary. The moment someone mentions you, whether casually, jokingly, or in passing, they fall silent for a second. It's not because they don't want to talk about you. It's because hearing your name hits a sensitive emotional spot they've been trying to protect. Their mind suddenly floods with thoughts, memories, questions, and feelings they've been trying to keep under control. They may look down, smile slightly, or pretend they weren't affected at all. But their silence tells a different story. It's the silence of someone who still cares more than they want to admit. People get loud about the things they don't care about. But when your name comes up and they go quiet, it's because they are processing emotions. They are thinking about what you meant to them, what you still mean, or what could have been. They may also fear saying something that reveals too much, like how much they miss you or how often you cross their mind. Their quietness is a mix of longing, uncertainty, and emotional vulnerability. Sometimes, they don't know how to respond without exposing their feelings. Other times, they are afraid the conversation might reveal how deeply your absence affects them. Watch their body language. Their eyes soften, their voice lowers, or they give short replies. They are not ignoring the topic. They are handling a wave of emotions. When your name can silence someone, it's because you still live in the emotional space they try to hide from the world. 5. They notice small things you thought they forgot. People who crave your warm presence don't remember you in general. They remember you in detail. They notice the small things about you that most people overlook. Things you said once, habits you thought no one noticed, little preferences you assumed were forgotten. They remember your favorite words, the way you laugh, how you fix your sleeves when you're nervous, the music you like on rainy days, or how you stir your coffee. To them, these small things become emotional bookmarks, tiny reminders of the comfort and closeness they felt with you. Even months later, they may bring up something you said casually, or recall a detail you shared once without thinking. They remember your favorite snack, the color you like, your morning routine, or the way you say goodbye. This is not accidental memory. This is emotional attention. When someone truly misses you, their mind holds on to details because those details help them feel connected. The small things you thought were insignificant become symbolic, little pieces of you that still live in their thoughts. It's also a sign of emotional prioritization. Your presence had enough impact that their brains subconsciously stored pieces of you. They may mention these details in conversation, or quietly observe them from afar, trying not to make it obvious. Someone who remembers small things is someone who valued you deeply. It's their way of holding on to you, one detail at a time. 6. They try to stay connected in subtle ways. When someone longs for your presence but feels unsure about expressing it openly, they stay connected through subtle gestures. These actions seem small on the surface, but emotionally, they carry weight. They might watch your stories but never react. They may send a random message that isn't random at all. They may check your profile, like an old picture by accident, or initiate short conversations just to feel close again. They choose topics that keep the connection warm without revealing the depth of their feelings. Instead of direct confession, they rely on hints, responding quickly to your messages, laughing a little more at your jokes, or finding excuses to stay in touch. Sometimes they send you something they found funny or meaningful because it reminded them of you. These are their ways of saying, "I still care," without actually saying the words. They may also stay connected through emotional timing. They reach out during late hours when they feel lonely, or during moments when you cross their mind unexpectedly. Their heart nudges them toward you, even if their logic tries to resist. You'll notice they never truly disappear. Even if they pull away for a while, they circle back. Their presence might be gentle, quiet, or disguised through small gestures, but it's consistent. Because staying connected to you, even in subtle ways, gives them comfort. When someone tries to keep the connection alive without making it obvious, it's because losing you completely is the one thing they are afraid of. 7. They feel jealous of anyone who gets your time. Jealousy doesn't always come from possessiveness. It often comes from fear. When someone craves your presence deeply, they feel a quiet, unspoken jealousy whenever someone else gets your attention, your time, or your energy. They may not show it openly. They may smile, pretend it doesn't matter, or act casual. But inside, there's a small ache every time they see you give someone else what they wish they still had. This jealousy is subtle. They might get quiet when you mention your friends, co-workers, or people you spend time with. Their tone shifts. Their replies become shorter. Their energy changes. Not because they want to control you, but because losing emotional access to you feels like losing a part of themselves. They notice who makes you laugh, who comforts you, who gets your late-night messages, or who understands you better now. They compare themselves, even if they don't want to. They wonder, do they mean more? Are they replacing me? Do they give you what I used to give you? Sometimes, they distance themselves because it hurts too much to think of someone else taking their place. Other times, they try harder, replying faster, showing more interest, or finding small ways to bring themselves back into your world. Their jealousy comes from longing, from emotional investment, and from the fear of becoming a memory instead of a priority. It's not about wanting to own your time. It's about wanting to matter to you the way you still matter to them. 8. They read old messages again and again. When someone misses your presence deeply, the past becomes their sanctuary. Old messages turn into emotional treasures, tiny pieces of a connection they don't want to lose. They scroll through conversations late at night, reread your jokes, your kindness, your voice notes, and even the small emojis you once sent without thinking. Each message brings back a feeling they crave. They remember how safe your words felt, how effortlessly you understood them, how different life seemed when you were part of their daily world. Rereading old messages is their way of reliving that comfort. It helps them feel closer to you, even if only for a few moments. Sometimes, they smile at the screen. Other times, they feel a sting in their chest. They may pause at certain messages, the ones where you were vulnerable, where you encouraged them, or where they felt seen in a way no one else has ever made them feel. Those moments hit the hardest. They don't want to delete anything. Even the smallest chat becomes proof that what they felt was real. And the more they revisit your words, the more they realize what they lost, or what they still long for. People only reread conversations when a part of their heart is still attached. It's not about nostalgia. It's about emotional connection, unresolved feelings, and the hope that somehow, someday, those conversations might start again. 9. They feel peace only when you're around. Some people bring excitement, some bring chaos, but very few bring peace. When someone feels emotionally connected to you on a deeper level, your presence becomes their safe place, an emotional shelter they can't find anywhere else. Your energy calms them. Your voice steadies them. Your presence makes their world feel less heavy, less confusing, less overwhelming. When you're around, they breathe differently. Their thoughts slow down. Their heart feels steady. You become the one person who makes them feel grounded, even during stressful or uncertain times. When you leave, they feel the difference immediately. The emotional noise in their mind gets louder. Their thoughts become scattered. The comfort they felt around you becomes a memory they replay in hopes of finding relief. They may not say it aloud, but they lean on your emotional presence more than you realize. You're the person they want to talk to when something good happens. You're the person they think of when something bad happens. You bring them a sense of emotional safety that they struggle to find elsewhere. When someone finds peace in you, it means you've connected with their heart, not just their mind. People can fake excitement, but they can't fake comfort. And the quiet peace they feel around you is one of the strongest signs that your presence has become irreplaceable in their life. 10. They hope you miss them the same way. When someone deeply craves your warm presence, they carry a quiet hope, one they rarely admit, the hope that you miss them too. They wonder if you ever think about them at night, if certain songs remind you of them, if you scroll through old messages the way they do. This hope becomes a silent conversation they have with themselves, one filled with longing, fear, and unanswered questions. They replay your last conversation, looking for signs that you still care. They notice small things, like how fast you reply, the tone you use, the emojis you choose. To others, these details mean nothing. But to them, they are clues. They search for reassurance in your words, even when you don't realize it. They want to reach out, but fear holds them back. They don't want to seem desperate, emotional, or vulnerable. So they wait. They hope. They wonder. They imagine what you might say if you knew how much they still feel. And deep down, they pray that the connection wasn't one-sided, that the bond you shared wasn't something only they held on to. This hope keeps them emotionally tethered to you. It makes them hesitate to move on. It makes them wonder what could have happened if circumstances were different. More importantly, it shows that your presence didn't just pass through their life. You left an imprint they can't erase. Someone who hopes you miss them the same way is someone who still holds you close to their heart, even if distance or silence has separated you.